Hi there, welcome to Polk County AgriFest. Today you're going to visit the Phosphate Station. My name is Morgan Odom and I work for Mosaic, and I am so excited to bring the Phosphate Station right to your classroom. Now I need anybody who knows anything about Mosaic or knows anyone who works for Mosaic to raise their hand. Let's see if we have anybody in your class. If not, that's okay. Mosaic is a phosphate mining and fertilizer manufacturing company located right here in Central Florida and right here in Polk County. Why do we mine phosphate right here? That's because we're located in the Bone Valley. Can everybody say Bone Valley? Great job. So why do we call it the Bone Valley? Here's where I need your help. I need everybody to put on your imagination caps with me and picture this. Millions of years ago, where you're sitting right now was covered with water. The entire state of Florida covered with water. Can you picture that? There were whales and sharks and all kinds of sea life that lived right here in the sea in Central Florida. As that water started to go away, all that sea life started to die off and all their bones deposited right here in the Bone Valley of Central Florida. So we have very large deposits of phosphate rock and fossils about 30 to 50 feet below the surface, which is what Mosaic mines. We use a machine called a drag line. Can everybody say drag line? Great job. We use a machine called a drag line with a bucket that looks a lot like this one right here to dig up a material called matrix. And we take that matrix, which is made up of sand, clay, and phosphate, and go through a process of washing all the sand and clay off until we get just phosphate rock, which is what is in this pile right behind me. I'll show you a little closer up. So Mosaic mines this phosphate rock, and we take the phosphate rock pebble and take it through a chemical process and turn it into fertilizer. Who do you think we sell our fertilizer to? If you said farmers, you are right. Mosaic sells the fertilizer that we create using the phosphate rock to farmers all over the United States and all over the world. This fertilizer helps farmers grow more crops on less amount of land, which is very important because we all have to eat, right? If you've spent any time looking at your periodic table, you'll notice that phosphate is on there. Phosphate is an essential nutrient for life. Mosaic uses it to make fertilizer, but it can be found in all kinds of different items that you might have even used today. If you brushed your teeth, raise your hand. I hope everybody in the class raises their hand. Phosphate is found in toothpaste. If you turned your light on this morning, you used phosphate because phosphate can also be found in light bulbs. Phosphate can be found in cereal, Coca-Cola, soda. Next time you're at the grocery store with your parents, go down the aisle and look at the ingredients. If you see phosphate or phosphoric acid, that means it has phosphate in it. Also, each and every one of us have about 2 pounds of phosphate in our bones and teeth. So at Mosaic, we talked about how we mine the phosphate rock, turn it into fertilizer, and sell it to farmers all over the world for them to grow more crops on less amount of land, which is important because we all have to eat, right? So after we're done mining, we can't just leave the mine site all dug up. Just like when we were younger and we learned we have to put our toys back the way we found them, it's the same here at Mosaic. So when we're done mining, we have to go through a process called reclamation. Can everybody say reclamation? Great job. Reclamation is the process of taking the land that we've mined and turning it back the way we found it or better than we found it. Let's take a minute to learn a little bit more about what reclamation means. So reclamation, like I mentioned, is the process of taking the land we've mined and turning it back to the way we found it or better than we found it. Some ways that land can be reclaimed can be lakes, cow pastures, home sites, local parks like Mary Holland is actually built on reclaimed land. Also, it can grow a lot of crops and citrus groves. So today we're going to do a little activity to help you learn a little bit more about reclamation and reclaiming land. Your teacher is going to pass out a worksheet of a mine site, and here your challenge is to take this mine site and reclaim that land. Be extremely creative. You have a box of crayons that you can use to color whatever you want your reclamation site to be. Just make sure that you're turning that land back better or the way that you found it. I've provided some stickers that you can use to also get creative, so you'll have a few minutes to reclaim your land, and you may even get a chance to present your reclaim site to your class. Thank you guys so much for visiting the Phosphate Station. I hope you guys learned a little bit more about phosphate and what Mosaic does here in Polk County. So before I leave you, your teacher should have a bag of shark's teeth, and each of you should receive at least one shark's tooth to take home with you to help you remember what phosphate is and why it's so important. But if you're interested in looking for more shark's teeth, come on down to the Mulberry Phosphate Museum located in Mulberry, Florida. I'll link their website below. You can come and bring your entire family for free and search for more shark's teeth right in this fossil dig pile right behind me. You can also visit their museum and learn more about phosphate here in Polk County and the history of phosphate and the prehistoric past of right here in Central Florida. Thank you guys so much, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your time here at Polk County AgriFest.